It's time to brag, be rich and generous. Brag Radio is hosted by best-selling real estate investing author Larry Goins and co-host Kandas. For the next hour, they'll show you proven and effective ways you can be successful in real estate. From the WBT studios in beautiful uptown Charlotte, the flagship station of the Brag Radio Network, here are your hosts, the rock stars of real estate, Larry and Kandas.
Hello, hello, hello.
How you doing?
Good afternoon. What's up, Kandas?
Hello.
How you doing?
Fine.
Excellent. Good Saturday afternoon to you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Chad, thanks for coming down.
Not to
Producing.
sound too much like the guy that runs the swap and shop.
Much obliged.
I got a couple rims I want to get on. They fit a 62 Chevy. 4-door.
This show is great. This show brings me so much joy to do Brag Radio. It's supposed to be investing in real estate to be rich and generous, but
That's
you
what
never
brag
know.
is about.
That is what it's about. With this show, though, you really never know what you're going to get.
I got a couple houses I
Like
want
a
to get on.
box of chocolates.
I got a couple houses I want to get on.
Oh, my gosh.
That's funny. Welcome to
Oh.
Brag Swap and Shop.
On January 20th, swap and shop.
There you go. So welcome to the show. I'm really excited that you're here, that you're listening.
Even though
And,
we have nothing to talk about today.
No, we got plenty to talk about.
We have a
do.
ton of stuff we
We've got an
could talk
upcoming
about.
3-day event. We've got a 3-day event coming up in Charlotte, North Carolina, right?
Yeah, February, Charlotte.
February, and what are the dates to that? Do you remember
16th,
offhand?
17th, and 18th.
That's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For all 3 days,
sir.
Kandas and I are going to be live in Charlotte, live action. And I'm going to be teaching the entire 3 days, okay? We're
You
going to
do.
go over everything from wholesaling real estate to seller financing to lease options. We're going to go over how to market your business, how to set up your business, asset protection, entity structuring, tax planning. We're going to go over selling your properties. We're going to go over building a team, virtual assistants, hiring people in the office. We're going to go over automation. We're going to go over every way to buy a house, every way to find a house, every way to close a house, how to get money. We're going to go over HUD. We're going to go over MLS. We're going to go over our model we call Filthy Riches, and much, much more. Right?
You may not know, because I set the calendar up for where we're going to be and when we're going to be there, but we're only doing 2 3-day events in Charlotte next year. Did you know that?
Last year we did, what, 4?
Last year we
3?
did 4.
4?
Yep.
And we're only doing 2 in Charlotte.
We're only doing 2 in Charlotte.
How would people find out more information about our event? Call you?
Well, they could
Call
call
you?
me. Yeah, 877-LARRY-GO. You could call me about that.
That's the best thing to do is to call
For
you.
all the events, yeah.
For
Because we
everything.
could talk about a bunch of stuff that way, though. We could go over everything that's taught at the 3 days and kind of a little bit about that. Now, I'm not going to have an agenda. I really only know when we start and when we're supposed to stop. That's all I got.
I have over 600 PowerPoint slides that I personally go through for 3 full days. It's not like a lot of events you hear people talk about going to, and then we bring in somebody. It's me, myself, and I personally teaching
Right.
for all 3 days, right?
Yeah, all 3 days is all you. Now, we may have somebody come in and talk a little bit about using IRAs or your 401k to invest in real estate, but other than that, it's all you.
I'm going to come in and talk about heavy metal.
Are you really?
Yeah.
When did this come into play?
Larry and I arranged it all.
Why does that not surprise me
We
that
did?
something got arranged without me?
The heavy metal.
Where is that voice coming from?
I don't know.
It's not Halloween.
I don't know. Was that me? I don't know. It just sounded like a heavy metal rock star voice.
You know what you could do, Chad? You can come and do the intro, like to bring him up, you know,
Right.
in front of everybody.
All right. I do have a writer, though. I have to have a smoke machine,
You have to have the smoke machine.
room temperature, tap
When you're
water.
bringing him up, you
Yes.
have to have the smoke machine.
A bowl of M&Ms in the waiting room.
Yes.
With no green ones.
Exactly.
Some type of a song with that would require an air triangle.
Yes.
That was a
Yes.
Van Halen requirement in their contract, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The air triangle.
No brown M&Ms.
Oh,
No brown M&Ms. I said green, but no brown M&Ms.
what they got against brown M&Ms?
They just want to make sure people read the contract.
That's
right?
pretty smart.
Yeah, there you
I
have
like
it.
that.
That's right. That's right.
I like that. Anyway, back to our 3-day events. Chad may or may not be there with a smoke machine.
Also, it's not like other 3-day events you've probably been to where you got to pay $500 or $1,000 or $1,500 to go, right?
No, our 3-day events. If you are a student that hasn't been to one of our 3-day events before, the seat is a $97 refundable ticket fee or seat fee, reservation fee, whatever you want to call it.
Refundable being the key word, right?
And we know how to hold a reservation.
See, you know how to take the reservation. You just don't know how to hold the reservation.
Those of you that do not know, Larry loves Seinfeld. And so any chance I get to plug some type of humor from Seinfeld in, that is what I do.
Can you get me the insurance on that?
Come on, I'll beat the hell out of this thing. Anyway, so it is a $97 seat reservation fee, and you get that refunded back to you once you attend the event. Now, let's just be realistic with this. If you show up on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock and want your seat refundable, seat fee refunded, and you're only there for 5 minutes, I'm probably not going to go for that. But if you come in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you're there, the seat gets refunded to you the week after, that week after the event. It's not a big deal. It goes right back to the car that you put it on.
The purpose of the seat reservation is so we can get an accurate account for the room count, right? Because we have to pay a lot of money, thousands of dollars to rent these rooms. And if people just called in and said, hey, yeah, put me down for 3 people, and we'd have 300 people registered and 75 or 100 show up.
Ask me how I know.
I know, exactly. Exactly. But when we started doing the $97 refundable, although it's refundable,
right.
When we started doing the $97, we started getting 103% 3% show up rate.
That's exactly right. 103%, because people will never fails. Somebody forgets to register a guest with them or a wife or a husband with them. So we just do that registration at the door if we've got the space to do it. Sometimes we don't, but most of the time I usually pad the number a little bit to give us a little bit of room for that 3% that shows up extra.
Exactly.
But it is so that we can know. And I am very particular about how our events run and the way that they're set up and the way that they're structured, even though I can't control the way the content's delivered. When Larry decides he's going to talk about a certain thing, I can do my best to make sure that we get started on time and that we kind of end when we're supposed to end, and that the room is comfortable for everybody and we've got enough supplies.
There you go.
There you go.
That's true. And, I just want to say at these 3-day events, it's probably different than other 3-day events that you've been to, if you've been to any out there. We're going to start with the basics and work our way up to advanced stuff. I don't care if you're brand new or if you've been doing real estate for 20, 30 years. All right. I've had people that have come to my events and said, Larry, I've been in real estate 30, 40 years, 20, 30 years, whatever. And I learned so much at your event. See, it's kind of like the guy who told me one time he'd been doing real estate for 20 years, right? And then he actually came to one of my events and he said, you know what, Larry? He said, you know what I realized this weekend? And I'm like, no, what?
What light bulb went off for you?
He said, I've been doing real estate for 20 years, right?
Right.
He said, you know what? I came to the realization today. I don't have 20 years worth of experience. I got about 1 year's worth of experience repeated 20 times. He said, you've opened my eyes to so many different things that I can do in real estate. He said, if I would have met you 20 years ago or 19 years ago, he said, I'd be so much farther than I am right now. He said, I'm doing okay right now.
Yeah.
But I would be so much farther because of the tools and techniques and strategies and the automation. And there's so many tools out there you can use. And when we come back from the break, I'll tell you about some of those tools that we're going to be going over at the 3-day event, right?
Yeah, sounds good. For you guys to get more details on the event that's coming into Charlotte in February, give me a call, 877-LARRY-GO. Send me an email to info@bragradio.com. You can also check out bragradio.com for more details. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Bragg Radio. Investing in real estate to be rich and generous.
That's what we do.
That's what we do, and how we do it.
That's it. Let's keep it going. This is some old Van Halen right there. Somebody get me a doctor.
Music nerds. Oh no!
Your Pez dispenser is broken.
My Pez dispenser is broken.
You didn't break your Pez dispenser, did you?
No, a piece of Pez broke.
Oh, that's not good.
Ah.
That's not good. All right, so moving right along.
Chad, I'm telling you, these things.
Moving right along. So we're talking about our 3-day event. And at our 3-day event, I'm going to go through a lot of technology. To help you automate your business.
Don't look at it. Don't even think about it.
And to help you to grow your business, right? Because let's face it, there's only one of you. There's only one of me. You got to have tools. You got to be able to use automation, right? And one of the tools, it's actually an app that I'm going to give you right now that you can use. It is phenomenal. Look, Chad's getting out his iPhone. He's getting ready to download the app. This app is called LandGlide.
I love this thing.
LandGlide.
Have we talked to you about it before, Chad? Oh my gosh.
LandGlide is awesome. And
I
let me
use
tell
it
you
every
why.
day.
LandGlide is like a map. You open up your Google Maps, okay? LandGlide is like a map. You open it up. However, okay, it's going to show you where you are. Now, you can type in an address as well, but you can also point on the little arrow to be able to go where you are located. But it's like a map, but it actually has the property boundaries drawn on the map. And anytime your if you move the map around to the center of it where the little crosshairs are, it'll tell you who owns that property.
Here, look, I'll pull it up.
Is that great or what?
That's awesome.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Look, we can see who owns the WBT studios right here.
What's it called? Land what?
LandGlide.
See, now he wants to know.
Okay.
Look, and
You gotta
as you're
pay attention.
as you're driving, it changes.
It highlights whatever property your cursor is over,
Right.
or the little bullseye thing is over, and you can tell who owns the property. And then you can even click on the link at the bottom. It'll take you to the county recorder's site.
Gives you all the info.
Exactly.
Oh, it does. It so does.
It tells you
can
who
see
owns it, the tax value, and the address where the tax bill is sent to.
Last time
It's
the deed
awesome.
changed hands.
It's awesome. So if you're out driving for dollars, that's a way that you can find properties. Drive for dollars. You look for vacant houses, right?
Well, see, like Matt and I have been looking for land. We want to get a little bit of land and let the girls spread out a little bit. And so we've been using it driving around to find like vacant lots, just like land tracts that look like there's nothing happening on them but people hunting or something. And then sending letters to the owners asking them if they're ready to sell.
I'm a little confused. You want some land so the girls can spread out. What does that mean?
So they have room to just run. Because like right now.
So they have room to ride four-wheelers and stuff.
Yeah. And have,
okay.
right now we have a pig.
I thought you meant you guys couldn't get away from them far enough. I thought that's what that meant.
They can't get away from each other far enough. That's what seems to be happening. But no, we got a pig in the backyard. We need more land. You
got a pig in the backyard?
We got a pig in the backyard. My horse is at Matt's uncle's house.
It's
we
fall.
just got
No, it's not fall. It's going to be spring soon.
It's winter.
It's winter. So, and it'll be spring soon. So, in that time
that season that you're missing is winter. The word you're looking for is winter.
Winter, yeah, it's winter. So, depending on when you're listening to this. So isn't that the time that you back in the old days, or I shouldn't say old days, when I was growing up,
you just keep dating yourself. It's fun.
We used to call in the wintertime or fall or whatever, it was time to kill a hog, right?
This is a potbelly pig. People don't generally eat them, no.
Can you eat those? I hope your girls aren't listening to this. They would hate me.
We're not going to kill it and eat it, but it is a potbelly pig, and she's in the backyard, and the horse is at Matt's uncle's house, so we just need to kind of get everything together, but with more room for everything to be apart.
You guys got all kind of animals over there, don't you?
I'm telling you.
That's crazy.
Between the kids and the horses and
Potbelly
dogs
pig.
and pigs and fish and cats.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
But we use LandGlide to do that, to look for tracts of land. and things, because you can automatically see where the boundary lines are, how much land is on the track, where the tax bill goes, and everything like that. So you can send a letter to the owner.
The good news is you can do your first few searches, like search and look up properties for free. But after that, it's going to cost you either $10 a month or $100 for the year. So if you do $100, it saves you $20, right?
Yeah, that's what I did. I just went ahead and bought the year. I use it all the time and have for like the last 8 months probably.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I love it. That's a great tool.
So it is a great tool to use no matter where you are, where you want to look for properties. If you see a property, like I really would love to know who the owner of that property is. LandGlide will tell you in a split second. And it's right on your smartphone, which is a phone with an Apple.
That's not true. I have it, and my phone doesn't have an Apple on it.
Well,
I upgraded.
If you have a smarter phone, it works better.
Whatever.
All right, so there's another tool I want to tell you guys about, okay?
What's that one, Larry?
Well, if you're doing real estate, you need to be able to keep up with your leads, your buyer leads and your seller leads, as well as, vendors,
properties,
realtors, tracking properties, all of your contacts. So you need what's called a CRM, customer relationship management software. And there's a lot of different ones out there. I mean, there's FreedomSoft, there's RealFlow, there's REI Black Book, and there's, just different ones. But we use one called Podio, Podio. Now, Podio is not an out-of-the-box software. You've got to have somebody set it up for you. I mean, we paid some guys like $10,000 to set ours up. But you don't have to worry about that because we give our students access to that for a fee, right?
Right.
So
and we don't feel bad about it either because it took a long time for us to get it right. And we know it's right.
And we actually call it Simple Podio. We call it Simple Podio because we had one that was like so it would do everything, right? It would do everything for you, but nobody would keep track of it. So when I paid these guys to come in and they spent a week in our office, Kandas and I and 3 guys, developers, were in our office every day for an entire week. They would come in, we would hash everything out during the day. They would go back to their hotel room and they would create it, and they'd come back the next day and demo it. And we'd say, change this, keep it simple. Remember, keep it simple. Take that out. That's too complicated. So we made sure that it was simple. In fact, we said simple so much, they named it Simple Podio.
That's right.
So we do offer that to our students at a very, very good rate because
it's a lot better than what we paid to get it done.
A tremendous amount better, But they also tie everything in to a website as well. So, but Podio is really good. You can make offers through it. You can keep track of your properties. You can have all of your leads when somebody calls one of your bandit signs or responds to one of your ads, whether it be on your website or on Craigslist or whatever. You can have the lead go right into Podio, and then it does what's called create a task for you or whoever you assign that task to pick up the phone and call that person and find out, if they're a motivated seller or whatever. Same thing for buyer leads as well. And you can have different numbers for different purposes, like a number for buying, a number for selling, and then you can put your realtors in there, you put your properties in there, and you put follow-up tasks and opportunities for your people to follow up. So, and I'm going to go into really very much mucho detail at the event. What am I trying to say, Kandas?
You're trying to say call Kandas and get registered for the Charlotte 3-day event so I can tell you more about Podio. So if you guys will give me a call at 877-LARRY-GO, registration is open for our next few events. The one that's coming up here in the next couple of weeks, in February, will be the Charlotte event. We're only going to be in Charlotte twice this year, once in February and then not again until the fall. So I would get registered for it now, 877-LARRY-GO, 877-LARRY-GO. And I can also talk to you about the investor kit. If you are close enough to the office in Lake Wiley to come by and grab that physical kit, I'll have one ready for you, as well as somebody to take you on a tour of the office, introduce you to everybody. If not, I can send it out to your email. The HUD book is in there. The Day Trader book is in there. Some CDs, DVDs on asset protection, our Filthy Riches model, just a whole bunch of stuff. Give me a call at 877-LARRY-GO.
Welcome back to Brag Radio.
Sorry, Chad.
Live
Sorry, Chad.
action. Here we are. And this is our third segment. And we've been talking about real estate investing in tools, right?
Well, we've been talking
Automation.
about the 3-day event that's coming to Charlotte and why people need to register for that and everything that you go into with that. And then we got started on the tools that you talk about and how we automate our business with real estate investing. And let's see, we talked about LandGlide in one of them. In one of the segments today, we talked about Podio as another tool that we use to kind of give some automation and some efficiency to our business. And then what else are you going to tell them about? And all this stuff, all this stuff, guys, he goes into a lot more detail on at the 3-day event. So this is kind of a 30,000-foot snapshot. That's all we can really do in an atmosphere like this, but he gets into a lot of detail and kind of goes through and shows you guys what our websites look like and stuff like that at the event. Okay,
That's
now you go.
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
Your turn.
Right?
So what other tool do you have?
Well, we talked about LandGlide. That's just one of many tools and apps that we talk about at the event. And we talked about Podio, which is our CRM. That's our whole back end of our real estate business. Our whole real estate operation runs on Podio, okay? But now you got to have a front end, right?
You got to have a front.
And the front end the front end is our website, okay? Like if you go to investorsrehab.com, that's where we sell all of our properties. If you go to larrybuysHouses.com or Gabby with 1B, GabbyBuysHouses.com, that's where we get leads for sellers, right? To come to our website. And so there's, you've got the back end is Podio and the front end is the website, right? And we use a platform, okay, called Investor Carrot, but we have our own templates that we're able to. You
spend a lot of time on them.
I spend a lot of time and effort and money
and
getting
blood
these
and
templates.
Sweat and tears.
That's it. That'd be a good name for a band. But we've got the websites down and we've got them dialed in, and they generate so much traffic. We don't even have to market them. They just generate leads every day.
Right.
Every day they generate leads. And what we've done is we've tied in the websites with the Podio, right? We've integrated them. You've got the website on the front end. You've got the Podio on the back end. So when somebody goes to your website and opts in, like I want to sell my house, I need to sell it like yesterday, or I want to get on your buyer's list. I want to get on your VIP buyer's list, or tell me about your property or any of that stuff. Those leads go right into Podio and create a task for you or your virtual assistant or your employee or whatever to follow up with that person. And then there's things it even has things like autoresponders. You can do text messaging right through the Podio and the websites. It's really, really awesome. I just love this platform, and it's so easy. I mean, I create sites all the time. Like if you go to privateinvestorsonly.com, that's a page that I created. I uploaded a video. I did the video, uploaded the video, created it on our platform. And it was so easy. And I'm not a techie.
Right.
Not at all.
We are not a software company.
If I had a VCR, it would still be flashing 12 o'clock, right?
I'm surprised you don't have a VCR, honestly.
Easy now.
Honestly.
Easy now. My Lexus does have a cassette player, though.
That's the reason you still own the 2002 model.
That's true. That's true. It was the last year, Chad, it was the last year with the screen for the GPS. And the first year with the screen for the GPS and the last year for the cassette player. So someday you're going to find my Lexus in a ditch upside down with a Van Halen tape playing.
Do you have an 8-track player too?
No. I still have some 8 tracks, but I don't have a player.
Kids, ask your parents what an 8-track is.
I know, right?
Fans of the show are going to know. Those 5 loyal listeners we have, yeah.
That's
they'll
probably
know what
true.
it is.
That's probably true. But, there's a lot of other a lot of other automation and a lot of other tools and things that we use. Like, for example, there's different virtual assistant websites out there where you can literally hire a virtual assistant in the Philippines, somebody that is already trained. They already know real estate. They know how to build your buyer's list, find deals, research properties, analyze properties, make offers on properties. They've already been through training, or they've done it for other people, and you can hire them for $1, $2, $3 an hour in the Philippines. That's what they're asking for. It's not like they say, hey, I want $10 an hour, and you offer them $1. They want to work for $1 an hour. Right?
That is, I mean, it's good money. Well, we pay our VAs. I know that one of ours has been with us for a while, and I know she didn't start where she is right now as far as pay goes, but she was happy to begin with, and now she's making a very, very good living, and she's ecstatic.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. So we have virtual assistants that will analyze deals, that can put in bids for us on houses, on HUD houses, and that sort of thing, make offers, and build your buyer's list, post stuff on social media. You know, put stuff on your website, put your properties on your website, update your website, and all that good stuff. There's virtual assistants that you can search for that already know Podio. There's virtual assistants you can search for that already know websites, that already know how to use, whether it be a Landglide or any of that. And we're going to go over that in detail. I'm going to show you how to recruit, train, motivate, and manage virtual assistants at our 3-day event as well.
Not just virtual assistants, though, either. It goes into kind of building your team with other ways, too, when you get to the point of needing acquisition people, sales people, that type of thing. Motivating, recruiting, motivating, managing them, too.
Recruit, train, motivate, and manage.
Yeah, forgot the train.
That's right. Recruit, train, motivate, and manage. And that's what we have. We have what's called an enterprise business. There's a lifestyle business and an enterprise business. We talked about this last week for a minute in the last few seconds I had of the third segment.
I don't know that do you think you would be really happy with a lifestyle business? You really like the hustle and bustle of being in the office.
I do.
I can't even get you to work from home because you like the office atmosphere so much.
I do get more done when I'm at home, but I also love being right in the thick of things. When I hear somebody on the phone negotiating with a seller or with a realtor, I'm feeding them lines. I'm telling them what to say. And if they don't say it, I'm like, say it. Say it.
It's very
Just
annoying.
say what I say.
It's very annoying.
But it works, right?
It does work. I mean, and you've got some clever Larryism lines. You've got some negotiating skills that it takes a little while to learn. Because
Years.
obviously you're going to get away with a lot more than anybody in our office is going to get away with. And you're going to be bolder than anybody in our office from what I've seen. From history.
And maybe so, I don't know, but I've just been doing it a while, and I know in dealing with people how far you can take it.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you could say something that some people might take as being mean, but if you laugh afterwards, you're both going to laugh.
Right.
Right?
It's like the conversation condom, the smiley face, the LOL at the end of a text. So
Exactly.
People never know
you
whether you're serious
mean,
or not.
Right.
He does it to me all the time, Chad. Almost every message has an LOL or a smiley face at the end.
After he says something mean?
Well, yeah.
I don't say stuff mean to you. I don't
Since
say mean
what?
stuff to you.
I do it to you, too. It's okay.
But I still don't do it to you.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Anyway. So, guys, if you want to get registered for our upcoming 3-day event in Charlotte,
should.
And if you can't make this one, we have them all across the country, everywhere, north, south, east, and west, right?
We are so spread out this upcoming year,
Just call Kandas.
Call
Kandas
me.
and talk to her personally, live on the phone. You can come by and
Not
get an
right
investor's
this
kit.
second. Don't get mad if I don't answer the phone right this minute because we're on air.
In about 30 minutes, you can call Kandas, right? She'll answer the phone, or if it goes to voicemail, she'll call you back.
That's right.
And you can talk to her. You can set up a time to come by the office to take an office tour, look at all of our deals, see what we're doing, see we have a real estate business. We actually practice what we preach. Right?
That's right. So we can take you on a tour. You can meet everybody, kind of see everything that happens within our office. You can give 877-LARRY-GO a call to get that scheduled. Pick up the investor's kit while you're there. If you're not close enough to come by, I can email it to you. I just need the email address. Give me a call, 877-LARRY-GO. Check out all past show archives on bragradio.com. Great song, Chad. Thank you for that. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, baby. Awesome.
Fourth segment. I love the fourth segment of Brag Radio, being rich and generous with real estate, where we are able to highlight students that are making it happen. They're doing deals, whether it's their first deal or they're just getting started or they've done hundreds of deals, and then they're able to kind of pay it forward or give back or be generous in some way. So this week we have Daryl with us.
What's up, Daryl?
How you doing, Larry?
Doing good. How are you, sir?
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
No
man,
problem.
we appreciate you being on. I know we just saw you back 1st of December, and we really appreciate you being on. And I know you were sharing with us a little bit about some of the things you're doing, and you're out there rocking and rolling, doing real estate. Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself and about your real estate business?
Sure, no problem. I'm based in the Texarkana, Texas market. I've been in real estate for about 20 years now. And as of late, my three business partners and I, we have been working on some lease option transactions, and we have been buying some multifamily multifamily deals so for the long-term cash flow.
That is great. That is great. So you guys are doing deals out there, making it happen, and you're still getting edumacated. You still came to our event in December, and you're still doing deals. That's awesome.
That's right. That's right. There's nothing like getting education. You have to keep up with the latest trends and techniques, and you just have to stay in the flow of things. It's hard to do that if you're not if you don't have your ear to the ground.
That's so true.
That is so true. I love that you said that.
And we try to give as much information as we can at our events. How did you like that event?
I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. It was full of information. If you stepped out for 5 minutes, you were about to, I believe you missed something. So it was chock full of information.
That is great. That is great. Yeah, we had how many slides did I say I have in my PowerPoint? Over 600 slides?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to make sure that I went home with those. So I made sure I made arrangements for those slides. Those things are valuable.
That's good. That is good. So tell us a little bit about maybe pick a deal or two or something, and tell us a little bit about one of the deals so our listeners can get an idea as to how you make money in real estate.
Sure. The latest was a lease option transaction. We do quite a bit of marketing. We use postcards as our major means of finding leads. So we put out a postcard marketing campaign and started to receive leads coming in. And one of them in particular was a property that's middle income. It's property. The home is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, typical ranch style home that has a value of around $100,000. The seller had several properties tied up in one mortgage loan, and he wanted to separate those out and sell those at not necessarily today, but he wanted to sell them in the near future. So, and the reason for that was because he has a prepayment penalty. So he didn't want to sell outright right now. He wanted to wait maybe a year and a half to sell those properties. So we put them out there as a lease option transaction. We found a buyer through local marketing, signs, postcards, things like that, and she had the available money to put down on the property. The money that she puts down will go toward the purchase price at the end of her lease term. So she was able to put the money down on the property, and she could support the monthly payment. And
That's awesome.
Created the documents for her, and she went into the property, and she's enjoying her home as she builds her credit over the next, say, year to year and a half. And at that point, she will use bank financing to take out this transaction that we created just recently.
Wow, that's good. So you're making money and you're helping people at the same time. What a country, right?
Yes, absolutely. Best country in the world.
Man, I love it. I love it. And you're in the Florida market, if I'm not mistaken, aren't you?
No, I'm actually in Northeast Texas. I'm on the Texas and Arkansas border.
Okay, I was thinking you were in Florida. I was going to say, man, you're in a tough market, but you're in a tough market where you are in Texas too, right?
Actually, it is. It's a very vibrant market. We really didn't see the ups and downs, the volatility from the downturn back 8 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago. We didn't really see that huge bubble burst. So our market is more stable, and we just didn't see a lot of that volatility. So I think that was a good thing for us.
Wow, that's good. And you're doing direct mail to get your leads, right? Primarily?
Yes, that's primarily direct mail.
How many pieces do you think you guys send out on average?
About 1,000 a month. It's not a huge market. It's probably 100,000 people metro area. So just to sort of delineate down on that list, it leaves us with about 1,000. I think are pretty good leads per month.
Wow, that is great. That is great. And I know you were sharing with us some of the things you're doing to help other people. Would you mind sharing, one or two stories? Spend a few minutes and tell us a little bit about some of the people you've been able to be a blessing to that were down on their luck.
Sure, no problem. One way in particular that I try to give back is through my local Kiwanis Club. It's the Kiwanis Club of Texarkana. I've been a member of that organization for about 7 or 8 years now. I've been on the board of directors, and the primary thing that I like and enjoy doing with Kiwanis is we build wheelchair ramps, and we do that for a variety of people. It's been for family members of police officers. We have done that for disabled children who, without the ramp, you would have to take their wheelchair out of the property, out of the home, put it on the ground, and then bring the child out down a flight of steps and put the child into the wheelchair so that they can have access back and forth from inside and outside their home. So I enjoy creating these wheelchair ramps for the children in our community so that they can have a level of freedom that they didn't have before with the chair that they already own.
That's amazing.
That's one thing in particular we like to do.
How do you guys find out about these kids, did you say?
I didn't understand your question. I'm sorry.
How do you find out about the kids that need them? How did you guys get connected with that?
We basically, it's word of mouth through the community.
Oh, wow.
And the family of that child would submit an application, and we go through those applications, and we have limited funds, limited resources, but
right.
We like to have a ramp built maybe once a quarter or so, and we just go through those applications and try to pick the most in need candidate.
Wow.
That is awesome. And it's amazing. Something like a wheelchair ramp can give a kid freedom, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
That's just amazing. Man, we really appreciate you being on here today and sharing this. That's just awesome. That's just awesome. So you have any deals under contract right now? You got anything in the pipeline?
Well, I just put another lease option property under contract over the weekend. So it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Actually, it's in Texarkana, Arkansas, which is a twin city of Texarkana, Texas. So we're expanding outward. We are able to do work in Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana, since we're right on the border of all three. And we enjoy working in multiple states, working with multiple agents. We work with contractors in the all three states as well. So we like to have a presence in all of those communities.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Darryl. We appreciate you being on and sharing everything you're doing.
Thank you.
For more information about Larry and Kandas talked about on today's Bragg Radio, leading the world to be rich and generous, go to braggradio.com. You can also call 877-LARRY-GO for a free investor's kit to schedule a tour of the office or get more information on upcoming events. That's 877-527-7946. Tune in again next Saturday as best-selling real estate investing author Larry Goins and co-host Kandas teach you the latest strategies and techniques the pros use to make money in real estate. It's Bragg Radio, leading the world to be rich and generous on News 1110 99.3 WBT.